Hey all, we are now on part 6. So we're going to knock out the remaining parts of our planning, which should be the webhooks and any form changes we need to make. So for the webhooks, we don't need to get super specific here, especially since we don't want to put tokens or the actual URLs or anything, especially as I'm recording this. So I've gone through the whole doc, and what I'm basically going to do is just paste out the different ones. I'll make these all 3 or whatever. And yeah, we can just leave them like that. All of these already exist. If they didn't, or if they were new, we'd want to put a little definition into what they are. But if we're making these specific enough, it should be rather, it should be apparent. So like post in blah, 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 blah. So that's a Slack channel. But if we wanted to, we could rename it to post via Slack in blah. Post update the ticket, which I listed twice for some reason. Post update in ticket, that's going to make a call to Zendesk to make some kind of update to Zendesk to a ticket. So we just really want to list them. I actually move them over space. There we go. Move them over space. But yeah, that should be all we really need to do for the webhooks. Now for the forms and fields, what we would traditionally want to do is just go through and figure out what changes we need to make. In this case, I made myself a note. We want to remove customer severity from the following forms, basically because they're going to all default to normal or medium, however you want to word that, or they will default to Zev. They're not going to be defined because the priority is going to be normal for these, or medium, however you want to define it. But yeah, that's basically all we really need to do for the forms. In this specific case, you'd want to do an in-depth review and see and talk and figure out what needs to change. But because of how we're doing this, there's not a huge change on this one. So I just put a note that we need to remove customer. Let me change that to severity from the following, and then listed them out. So when we get ready to actually do this, we'll be able to test all that. With that in place, we want to do one quick glance. I notice the spacing on this is a little awkward, so let's move it to 3s. Just for, our own case. There we go. These are all correct. We've got everything filled out. So that's everything we really need to get started with all of our implementation into the sandbox. So that'll be our next process, is actually getting everything into the sandbox. Part of that will be making sure the sandbox perfectly aligns with production as it is now. And then that way we can make notes on here's what actual changes are occurring. So yeah, that's all there really is to this last part. I just kind of wanted to go over that because sometimes it's more in depth. Sometimes the field stuff is a lot more, the field and forms is a lot more in depth, but we got lucky on this one. It's rather simple. So that's all we really need to worry about this. So yeah, hope you found this useful.